Hi folks, welcome to the first in a series of guitar lesson videos that I'm going to be doing. People ask me at gigs and get in touch with me for tips and tricks on how to play various songs, and so I've decided to kind of put these into videos and chosen the ones that kind of come up the most. So I'm going to start with Dreams Are Made of Money, which I just played a little section of there. I'd say that this video is designed to work in conjunction with the tab that I've made. So if you look in the description box below this video, you'll see a link for the tab. You'll also see a link where you can get in touch with me for Skype lessons, which is something that I also do. And also, if you're interested in further videos, do hit the subscribe button so that you can be alerted when new videos get put up. Okay, so without further ado, Dreams Are Made of Money is in dadgad tuning, which is kind of a very commonly used alternate tuning. So if you've never come across it before, just to kind of show you how that works. So the bass string goes down to D, and then we've got A, D, G, which are the same as they would be in standard tuning. And then on the top, we've got an A and a D. So your top two strings go down a tone as well. This is a really versatile tuning, and it's one that I use a lot in my songs, and in some ways I kind of use it as my sort of go-to tune, sort of my standard tuning really. My guitar tends to live in this tuning, and then I use others to kind of get different flavours if I want to, but I generally start in dadgad if I'm playing, and if I'm writing songs as well. It's kind of it's something that I've just, a tuning that I've just found kind of keeps on giving. You can just sort of, there's lots you can do with it. Okay, so the second thing to note would be to say that I'm using a thumb pick. And this is something which I think is sort of part of the typical, English folk guitar style, if you like. It creates this kind of percussive effect, in conjunction with damping with the palm of the right hand, which is something that you will have heard in that introduction, this kind of thing. So what I'm doing to create that sound is just using the thumb pick, and I've got my palm over the kind of the bottom sort of four sort of strings, 3 or 4 strings, and I'm just kind of stopping those strings ringing out and creating this kind of funkier sound. The notes get shorter, they get more percussive. It's kind of a similar thing to, it is palm muting, which, if you're a rock guitar player, you might have come across doing that. But I think the difference is quite marked, if I play a bit of the song without this damping. So you can probably hear that when we play without the damping with the palm of the right hand, we get kind of too much bass really. And it's sort of a bit indistinct. That's the thing with tunings, is that we're playing in E minor, and the tuning is giving us lots of E notes, so we've got lots of open strings ringing out, and so tightening up the bass by just using the hand to damp, the right hand to kind of damp that, really helps, and it creates this kind of funkier sound, I guess. And you also allow the melody notes to come out over the top by creating less volume with the bass notes by doing that. So I think if you listen to Chris Wood or Martin Carthy or Martin Simpson, Nick Jones, you'll find this effect used a lot with those players. Another kind of sound that I use, which perhaps we've got one kind of percussive noise that I use, which I talked about in my Canada I.O. video. So if you want to go back and have a look at that from a few years ago, There's a How to Play Canna-Dio by Nick Jones. I talk about the percussive thwack, the kind of flick effect. But there's another thing I do in this song. That. So to get that effect, I'm kind of pulling up on the string, on the A string. So I'm kind of getting my index finger underneath the string. I'm kind of yanking it and just sliding up at the same time with the left hand. So there's also a percussive kind of palm slap there as well. So that's quite a group of skills there that people have struggled with when I've taught them that, to kind of get all those happening at once. Because you're also, at the same time as you're doing that slide up, I'm also hitting the bass string. So if I do it without muting it, so you can hear it a bit better. So you're kind of hitting the bass note at the same time as you're sliding up to play that hammer, so you're not kind of playing that note again. With the right hand, you're just hitting the bass note. So it's kind of a tricky little bit there, and the tab will really help you to kind of get to grips with that in a little more detail. So I hope that's been a nice bit of introduction on how to play this song, and some of maybe the kind of trickier elements that kind of don't come across in the tab quite so much. And stay tuned for more videos for other songs. If you've got suggestions of particular songs that you'd like to hear me pick apart, then just send me a message. And hope to see you again soon. Cheers.